This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Dunedin News, workplace safety is under the spotlight as new legislation comes into effect, but the changes are concerning local union members. A young family is left without a home after a destructive fire, and the owner of the property is also upset. And we'll find out how a local sports club plans on changing a negative perception. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Dupree. In breaking news, the Dunedin City Council has released an independent report into last month's balcony collapse in Castle Street. It says the structure collapsed as a result of overloading. Assessors found the balcony met building requirements. The council is working with several other agencies to prevent similar cases in future, and we'll have more on this issue tomorrow. New legislation has come into effect today, aiming to improve workplace safety nationwide. The Health and Safety at Work Act introduces new penalties and requires businesses to be more proactive in eliminating work-related risks. But local union members are concerned the reforms don't go far enough in protecting the lives of employees.
Making sense of new legislation. Union's Otago co-convener Fiona Matapo is wading through the almost 200 pages of the government's new Health and Safety at Work Act. The legislation has just come into effect, and from a union perspective, there's disappointment that it doesn't reach far enough.
We're still in a situation where this legislation doesn't really cover workers and workplaces of 20 people and smaller. So that's a large group of workers in New Zealand for whom this legislation is going to offer no protection.
It's one of the issues that Matapo and other concerned union members protested last year when the legislation was going through Parliament. While they're not entirely happy with all the changes, they're pleased that the government is making positive inroads.
What we do like about the legislation is that it is starting to encourage workplaces to think about what the culture of health and safety looks like, and to encourage best practice around health and safety so that workers can go to work and come home safely.
Around 75 people die at work each year, and around 10% of all workers nationwide are harmed in some way. The latest workplace incident occurred just last week when an experienced forestry foreman was killed near Napier. It's cases like that which Matapo says are still happening too frequently.
We know that this isn't actually having the positive effect and positive impact that we would like it to. Forestry, for example, has been one area where there's been significant numbers of deaths, and this year so far there are 4 deaths in forestry, and that's just not acceptable.
Workplace Health and Safety Minister Michael Woodhouse concedes the Act is not a silver bullet in addressing all of the country's health and safety challenges, but he says it's a step in the right direction, helping to encourage active participation from employers and workers to reduce the workplace death and injury toll. Ruby McAndrew, 39 Dunedin News.
Several people were apprehended for drink driving in Dunedin over the weekend when police set up checkpoints. The acting road policing manager says officers manned a few stops in the city testing drivers for alcohol. He says 3 or 4 people were apprehended for driving while over the legal threshold. A few weeks ago, a larger drink driving campaign involving the booze bus netted a dozen intoxicated motorists. Police say it's always disappointing to see road safety messages aren't getting through. Already this year, 12 people have died on southern roads, almost double the number for the corresponding period last year. A local family is trying to pool resources after a fire tore through their Ravensbourne rental. The young couple and 8-month-old daughter are now homeless after the blaze destroyed their possessions and left the house unlivable. And the property owner isn't happy about footing the bill.
Assessing the damage. This resident is left to recuperate after a fire tore through a Ravensbourne property he and his partner were renting.
We sort of came home to a shock. The back of the house was on fire, the laundry was on fire. We went around to see if we could put it out with the hose, with the garden hose, but obviously we were unable to. The fire got out of hand pretty quickly.
The blaze on Friday destroyed 80% of the house. It started in the laundry and tenants believe it was caused by an electrical fault, but that's still under investigation. The family lost thousands of dollars worth of possessions and escaped with just the clothes on their backs and a few photos.
We've lost a lot of things. It's hard to estimate a cost because we had a lot of little things lying around as well. You know, as you can imagine, if your house was going on fire, you lose a lot of different things. You know, like we lost a lot of baby clothes, a lot of baby things, a lot of our own clothing. We're basically left with no clothes for us and no clothes for our baby.
The landlord told 39 Dunedin News she's unhappy about footing the bill, although she's insured. She claims the tenants lived in squalor and didn't take proper care of the house. The family's uninsured and is starting from scratch in search of a home and possessions. Donations have been pouring in and a Give a Little page has been set up to raise money for the bond of a new rental.
A lot of people have donated a lot of stuff, like even just simple things like nappies and things like that was quite helpful, because even at the time, of course, we didn't even have nappies because they were all in the house and it's all smoke damaged. So all those things you don't think about are suddenly gone. And we've got a lot of baby clothes at the moment now as well, which is quite helpful.
Ladbroke is warning other residents to look after possessions and have a game plan in case their property falls to the same fate. Annabelle Dick, 39 Dunedin News.
Vandals have caused about $1,000 worth of damage to a local restaurant. The Alley Cantina in George Street was targeted overnight on Saturday. Staff arrived at the Mexican eatery yesterday morning to discover the outside area trashed. They believe vandals jumped over a large gate to gain access to the seated area inside the alleyway. Plants and plant baskets were damaged, as well as lights and imported Mexican flags. The clean-up and repairs are expected to cost about $1,000. Police are investigating the incident. A local sports club is trying to increase community involvement by renovating its facilities. The Caversham Harrier and Athletic Club has received thousands of dollars in grants to upgrade its outdated sports hub, and members are also wanting to remove a stigma associated with athletics.
An historic part of Otago sport. The president of the Caversham Harrier and Athletic Club is getting a last look over its course-surfing premises as renovations ensue.
It's gone away from its traditional roots of being an elite athletic club to more of a very, very social organisation where people come to participate in some form of activity on a Saturday, have a cup of tea, and so the current building does no longer meet our needs.
The club received more than $100,000 in grants from the local and national community trusts and the Lions Foundation. Members have also put in $150,000 of club money saved up over nearly 30 years. That will go towards upgrading the women's bathroom and the kitchen and creating more space in the 50-year-old building.
The facility for people itself is rather small, and on a club day on a Saturday, when we get everybody up here, if we got everybody up here, we can't fit. We got people out in the car park and stuff like that.
Despite it being a 200-member strong club, Reynolds says athletics participation is falling away locally and nationally. The club wants to grow youth membership and get residents of all ages and abilities to join for the social benefits.
Like 85% of our members are just social people who like to get together on a Saturday or whatever it is and go for a run or a walk together and have a cup of tea afterwards and very much enjoy the social, the healthy benefits from being active and the social aspect.
Club members are waiting to hear if their resource consent application will be granted by the Dunedin City Council. Once they're given the go-ahead, contractors will start the 12-week development, which members hope will be completed by the end of winter. Annabelle Dick, 39 Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Dunedin News, art lovers are in for a real treat, and we'll find out what's been stolen in a rash of weekend burglaries.
Far too much stock. Alex Campbell Menswear, South Dunedin. Don't let me bore you, but it's rock bottom. Jeans, $40. Casual pants from only $20. Shorts from $30. Hundreds of them. Hundreds and hundreds of shirts at rock bottom prices. From $20. And knitwear from $50. That's rock bottom.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
It's rock bottom.
New Zealand Beeswax Limited are the quintessential beeswax, woodware and beekeeping suppliers. From the amateur beekeeper to the commercial operator, New Zealand Beeswax Limited has the quantity to meet your needs. For great prices, great service New Zealand-wide, contact New Zealand Beeswax Limited on 03 693 9189 or visit www.beeswax.co.nz.
Oui, tu vas voir Marjolaine et le maquillage. D'accord, ok.
For professional, reliable and approachable service where your dream kitchen design can become an affordable reality, contact the team at Kitchens for Less. Call 455 9973 or visit us online.
Tech Limited have been supplying beekeeping equipment and honey products in New Zealand for over 100 years. A specialist manufacturer of hiveware and plastic products for the beekeeping industry. They are the leading supplier of beekeeping equipment nationwide. For all your beekeeping needs, visit ecrotech.co.nz or call 0800 117766.
Garage Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garage quality service. Garage Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoura Valley Road. Visit www.garradors.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Mobility scooters are Targos. Mobility scooters, new and used, electric manual wheelchairs, strollers and walkers. Free home demonstration and delivery. Call Tony on 03 455 2875 or visit our showroom, 211 Canudwood Street, opposite Westpac.
Welcome back. A local business is making waves throughout the country, winning Microsoft New Zealand's Partner of the Year award. The software company Timely recently won the accolade at a black tie event in Auckland. It's also a finalist in the New Zealand High Tech Awards and will go on to compete in Microsoft's Global Awards in July. Timely is involved in about 80 countries and reports that revenue and customer numbers are increasing daily. Chief Executive Ryan Baker seems enthusiastic about doing global business from Dunedin. The firm is reportedly looking to fill another 2 top positions in the city. And on that note, let's take a look at today's markets. The NZX 50 has closed the day up 36 points, is now at 6,744. The Dow Jones is up 108 points. And to the exchange rates, the Kiwi dollar is up against the Australian, but we are down against the other currencies we follow. Free art research seminars are being opened to the public at Otago Polytechnic. They'll involve expert presenters from around the world, as well as postgraduate students and staff. Professor Leonie Schmid is the head of the Dunedin School of Art, and she's here to tell us more about it. Good evening.
Good evening.
What kind of things are going to be covered in these seminars?
Well, our seminars cover a range of topics. All of them have something to do with contemporary visual arts practices. whether that's national or international. But you know, art connects with politics, it connects with economics, with social issues, with issues around sustainability, the future, the things people worry about on the planet. So there's a huge, vast range of topics that would interest many, many different people from many different fields.
How long have these seminars been run for?
We started doing this in 1999, and in the beginning it was mostly for our postgraduate students, but then on demand we've opened it to the public, so it's all free, anybody can come. We have a huge crowd of people we usually attend, anything from 50 to 150 people, but we've got enough space and we would love people from the public to know more about it and to come along.
When are they being held?
They're always on Thursdays in our teaching weeks, lunchtime from 12 to 1. People also have the opportunity to stay a bit longer and to talk to the artist or the scholar or the academic that's presenting. And that's always from 12 to 1 on Thursdays, but people can look at our website for a schedule and for more information.
Who do you expect to attend?
Well, we expect our students and staff to attend, especially the postgraduate students, but many, many people from town come, people from the university attend, people from businesses. We've had a person who presented from Belgium at the end of last year, and he was talking about a whole new way of looking at economics in the 21st century. So we had everybody from the alternative communities in Dunedin to the business community there.
Tell us about some of the visiting presenters.
Well, we've had, for example, Benjamin Linnell. He's a famous person who lives in Paris, and he is the editor of Art Forum Jewelry. And he came down, he was actually here in Auckland as a guest of Object Space, and he was sponsored by Creative New Zealand, but we try and connect through our networks with people who are visiting the country. And many people also visit the university here, so we're always on the lookout for interesting national and international speakers, usually practicing artists or people who are in the scholarly fields of the different arts. So a wide range of topics, and we get a lot of really good feedback from the public about these seminars, and also lots of questions about it. So I'm really happy to be able to tell you about them, because I know that many people out there would like to know more, and they don't always know where to find this information.
What are the community benefits of making these seminars public?
So we have, for example, a sponsor, the Fred Staub Open Art, and this sponsorship comes through, comes to us through a legacy left by a previous staff member of the school, Fred Staub, and it came to us via the Otago Masonic Trust, and that sponsors a lot of the things we do in this program. And the idea with that is to give people, all the people of Dunedin, the opportunity to come to really high-level discussions and presentations around the visual arts and the many different aspects that it touches on.
Is that sponsorship the entire funding that's used to put these on?
We can do a lot with that funding, and we're terribly grateful for that funding, but we also connect with other networks. For example, if somebody's coming to New Zealand via Creative New Zealand or via some other organisation, we try and connect with them, and in that way we have a really rich program.
Head of the Dunedin School of Art, Professor Leonie Smith, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
After the break on 39 Dunedin News, a local woman raises money for driving lessons for asylum seekers, and the steampunk craze sweeps into the city with a series of public workshops.
Sir Bob Charles, New Zealand's greatest golfer and still going strong.
I'm sure that Sportsville was a contributing factor to my success, and I'll continue to use it.
Sir Bob Charles Sportsville, a product so good he puts his name to it.
Well, I believe Sportsville helps maintain your quality of life.
Now being used by active men and women globally to support strength and mobility.
It works for me.
Sir Bob Charles Sportsville in the new all-black pack. Call now for the Sportsville special, 0800 502 402.
Tech Limited have been supplying beekeeping equipment and honey products in New Zealand for over 100 years. A specialist manufacturer of hiveware and plastic products for the beekeeping industry. They are the leading supplier of beekeeping equipment nationwide. For all your beekeeping needs, visit ecrotech.co.nz or call 0800 11 7766.
Mobility Scooters Otago. Mobility scooters, new and used, electric manual wheelchairs, strollers and walkers. Free home demonstration and delivery. Call Tony on 03 455 2875 or visit our showroom, 211 King Edward Street, opposite Westpac.
Déjà qu'on m'a demandé d'égalité sur la voiture des pieds maintenant. Oui, tu vas voir Marjolaine et le maquillage. D'accord, ok.
New Zealand Beeswax Limited are the quintessential beeswax, woodware and beekeeping suppliers. From the amateur beekeeper to the commercial operator, New Zealand Beeswax Limited has the quantity to meet your needs. For great prices, great service New Zealand-wide, contact New Zealand Beeswax Limited on 03 693 9189 or visit www.beeswax.co.nz.
Far too much stock. Alex Campbell Menswear, South Dunedin. Don't let me bore you, but it's rock bottom. Jeans, $40. Casual pants from only 20. Shorts from 30. Hundreds of them. Hundreds and hundreds of shirts at rock bottom prices. From $20. And knitwear from $50. That's rock bottom.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
It's rock bottom.
It's generally not a job that we can't get a door out and in a day.
It's important to make sure you get a good design because you're going to be in it for the rest of your life.
There's no schemes that are wrong when it's a personal choice thing, but some do look better than others.
Here's something else to look forward to sinking your teeth into every weekend with the Otago Daily Times, The Weekend Mix, your guide to what's hot in fashion, entertainment, food and more. New weekend magazine in your ODT. Pick up your copy this Saturday.
Welcome back. More people than ever have reportedly been through a yearly second-hand sale in the city, boosting fundraising efforts. Thousands of residents browsed the Anything But Books sale on Friday, spending just over $13,000. That's a sizable increase on last year's figure of less than $10,000. The 6-hour sale is run by the Regent Theatre Charitable Trust, which uses profits to maintain and upgrade the historic building. The theatre has Category 1 classification under Heritage New Zealand. Sale items were all donated by locals and leftovers have gone to a charity shop. Police are growing increasingly concerned about the lack of basic security in North Dunedin. Officers say burglaries over the weekend could have been avoided if houses were locked. More than $1,000 worth of electronics was stolen from an Agnew Street home early yesterday. Thieves allegedly entered the property through an unlocked front door and stole a laptop, PlayStation console and several games. A house in 4th Street was also entered through an unlocked sliding door with a wallet, car key and computer hard drive taken. In Butts Road, a car window was smashed and about $600 worth of gear was stolen. A local woman has raised about $600 for the city's Syrian refugees to have driving lessons. She's organised a community market which was held at Dunedin North Intermediate yesterday, and more help for asylum seekers is being planned.
Buying second-hand goods for a charitable cause. Locals spent hundreds of dollars at a market in North East Valley yesterday, with proceeds going towards helping refugees. It was organised by a resident who moved to Dunedin from Lebanon.
Because from my experience in Dunedin, that I face, I'm not going to let them face what I face from my experience. I want them to relax. I'm helping them. I do my best for them to be happy in Dunedin.
The first 45 of the city's Syrian refugees are due to arrive later this month. They're currently undergoing an integration program in Auckland. Money from the market will be spent on petrol vouchers for local volunteers teaching refugees how to drive. It's seen as crucial for successful integration.
To move around, mobilize, feel the freedom, do what they like to do.
The market attracted 25 stallholders selling household items, crafts, food and antiques. Harris came up with the idea after researching what's been done for asylum seekers in other countries.
has been very popular, especially for this cause to help the refugees.
Since settling in Dunedin 25 years ago, Harris has fundraised an estimated $20,000 to $30,000 for community assistance. She knows firsthand the struggle of living in foreign surroundings.
Well, I came from Lebanon. We did have war. And when I arrived, I didn't know anything about Dunedin weather. So I arrived in November, and I asked my husband when the summer starts, and he says no. So it took me a while to adjust myself.
Harris is planning more assistance for Syrian refugees due to arrive in Dunedin on the 22nd. Rosie Mannins, 39 Dunedin News.
Those wanting to know more about ray guns, Victoriana and time travel are being treated with a series of public events. Steampunk showcases are being held in the Octagon to give locals an insight into the unique subculture. And both children and adults are taking the opportunity to dress up and let their imaginations run wild.
It's science fiction with a historical twist. The city's Steampunk Society is giving the public some insight into its culture as part of a month-long Victorian-inspired summer fete. Weekly events are being held in the Octagon as a way to utilise the space while showcasing the unusual art form.
So today's basically Have a Go Steampunk Day. So as you would see behind us, people trying on steampunk costumes. There's all sorts of things with goggles, radars, guns, things like that. So people are basically having a go, finding out what steampunk is about.
While the subculture is more widely associated with Oamaru, Jackman says the scene's growing locally in size and recognition. Members of the Dunedin Steampunk Society are happy to share their passion with residents and show just how easy it is to get involved.
Even people that say, oh no, I can't sew, or oh no, I'm no good at this, all of a sudden that's it, they find that key to unlock the, that magic moment to be able to get out there and actually do things, and it's great. Dressing up gives you the ability to be who you would like to be. It's your own story.
This event's been organised by the Society in conjunction with the Dunedin City Council's Poptigan series. Jackman's hoping that free events in the CBD will help to grow the steampunk group and others like it.
So really I wanted to use this space and the Octagon for a platform for community groups, so the steampunk group, just to showcase what they do. So to give Dunedin a bit of a wider appreciation, I guess, of what's out there in the community.
This event is the first of 4 planned steampunk days to be held on Sundays in the Octagon. The series will culminate with a public wearable arts competition on the 24th of April. Ruby McAndrew, 39 Dunedin News.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. New health and safety legislation has come into force, but local union members are worried it doesn't go far enough to protect employees. The victims of a Ravensbourne house fire are seeking help from residents, while their landlord claims they lived in squalor. And $250,000 is going into an upgrade of the Caversham Harrier and Athletic Club in a bid to increase membership. Well, it's time now for a quick look at what's happening in tomorrow's Otago Daily Times, and editor Barry Stewart is with me. Good evening.
Hello, Rebecca. We'll have more on the report on the balcony collapse at the 660 concert. Green Island shops lost thousands of dollars today after a fallen tree cut power to the suburb. Highlanders have a stunning plan to get unfit or overweight fans fit.
Oh.
So off the couch and into exercising, so that's a good plan. Lydia Ko won the first major on the LPGA tour today, so that's her second major in a row, which is a pretty sensational performance, and lots more.
Thank you, Barry. That is tomorrow's ODT. Time now for local weather.
This weather report proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn Sportsville.
And here's our city view. It's taken of a picnic table overlooking the Tyree. Rather nice. Around the city at 3 o'clock today, average 16 degrees for the central city, but 20 for the gardens and the Tyree. To the situation, the airflow will tend westerly over the South Island tomorrow. A trough of low pressure will move over the country Thursday and Friday, and it's followed by sou'westers. To the forecast for some of the main towns in the lower South Island for tomorrow, nor'westers with some cloud for Invercargill, Gore and Te Anau. A fine day for Alexandra though, 17 degrees. And a fine one for Queenstown, Oamaru, Wanaka and Twizel, all heading for 17. In Dunedin tonight, cold with light frosts possible. Ooh, a 2-degree low. Sunny tomorrow with light nor'easters and 17, and on Wednesday high cloud increasing with nor'westers freshening and a high of 21. To the Otago Pallet Fires tidal and fishing information, low tide tomorrow morning is at 8:23, and fishing conditions are looking good tomorrow morning, particularly at around 10:30. And that's local news for today. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.